Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my life in Poland here on Szpakowo. So wait, no, that's not right. Szpakowo. Gotta get that right. There's no A on the end of that word. This is episode 5 here. We are in the second day of November. If you remember, we left on we left in the first half of November, where we did a bunch of things. Anyways, I guess we did some contracts, bought some property. Just general all-around stuff. I left the last episode in a bit of a confused state of whether or not I should be purchasing the used Case tractor that popped up in the market there. We'll probably revisit that thought again in this episode. I'm actually still not 100% sold that it's a good idea. I do really like this tractor, and I'm not too inclined to see it go. I do think that I would need to, or should, sell this tractor if I was going to purchase the other tractor. I would have more horsepower, a little bit, anyways, with the base engine in that in the Case that's for sale. But I did notice that I believe, I have to double check, but I think this. I want to say there's about anywhere between 5 and 10 hours, engine hours difference between the two, and the used tractor has more hours on it than this tractor does. Now, I mean, I somewhat arbitrarily chose the hours on this because if you recall, when we left the Saving Uncle Pete map, I inadvertently deleted the when I used the vehicle storage mod, I lost my vehicles somewhere in France when I deleted the game save where I had sort of transported my vehicles to France and got a screenshot. And then when I went to go retrieve the vehicles here on this map, they weren't there because I had, like I said, inadvertently deleted them. So it's quite possible this tractor should have had more hours on it, but in the end it didn't. So that is a reality I kind of have to sort of figure out. All right, so we're going to we've got a few jobs here. First thing in the morning, we're going to take care of from David. He got on the phone with us really early just to make sure that he could grab us before we went and did any work on our own field. So we have 2 cultivating contracts to do for him and a mowing contract. I guess another reason why I'm slightly on the fence with that Case tractor is there was a pack that came out. It's like a Zedor Ursus pack, I guess, that came out on ModHub, which includes a number of tractors. Very proper for the map and the region. Now. Possibly underpowered slightly, but also not overly expensive. So we'll have to kind of take another look at that. I gotta figure out where I'm going here. I'm looking for field 173. Yeah, you know what? There's a cultivation contract ahead. I think we're down one more block here, and then we'll find there's a mowing contract up on that road. But we got to find this cultivation contract that's down here. I'm guessing this is the map edge because those bales I don't believe are in play. But kudos to the map maker for really giving you a really cool map edge here. I mean, even when we were way up at the top of the map, back where we sort of just were, there's a field where it looks like there's tractors actually collecting bales and stuff, but it's actually off the map. I had a comment for the last episode from somebody saying you can't buy my field. So I think somebody's already got this field off to the left. That's 171, which came up in our random spin there. So I still might buy it. No promises that I'm not going to buy your field. But I believe this is the field right here that we're looking for. Let's make sure this is 173. 173, David. Yeah, so we'll take care of these contracts here. We will go and put some seeds in the ground for. So the piece of land that we bought, I went to go actually get the spreader set up to put lime in it, And when I checked the soil, it actually, that field does not need lime. Also, that field is 100% fertilized. So somebody had already put a little bit of tender love and care into that field. And really what we need is seed. So our seeder, I believe, holds seeds and fertilizer. So I don't really know how that's going to work. We may be burning some fertilizer there, I think. But I could empty it so that way there's no fertilizer in it, and then see if it allows us just to put the seeds in. But yeah, somebody's already gone and done that for us, which is kind of cool. So then it's just a matter of putting the the other bonus, we can put the grass in and then roll it, and then we don't really have to spray it because the grass shouldn't get weeds anyways. So so in regards to a tractor, I gotta talk to Lek and see what to do. He actually said he's got a really good paint guy, and if it was just a matter of trying to, like, he wasn't sure exactly why I wanted to get rid of this tractor, but he said if it was just for wanting to refresh the look, he's got a guy that for about $1,800 can paint it for me, and maybe even go with like a classic Fiat Agri color that isn't necessarily what it is right now, and then maybe it'll just feel like a new tractor to me / us, and then maybe that'll be fine. So I don't know, we'll see. I don't have a way to move, like I don't have a loader arm right now, but I think again we sort of realized in the last episode that maybe buying a new tractor just for the sake of being able to put loader arms on it is maybe a little bit more expensive an option, because I think for, what did we say the sort of forklift, 3-point mounted forklift option was? Not that much money, right? So even if we just sort of painted this and then bought that implement, maybe that's good enough for us for now. And then at some point, if we see one of those Ursus tractors pop up in them used, then that might be a better route for us. Also of concern, I don't see any deadwood contracts now. So I don't know whether that means we're just not going to see them for the winter, or what that, I don't understand what that means. We'll haul this back over to the yard. We'll switch for the mower, and we'll go take care of David's yard there. I did ask him, as usual, he said don't ask him, he'll just tell me, but I did ask him about whether or not I could take the grass off the field we're going to go mow, and he said don't bother, don't ask. He kind of figured that if he had another field after we mow that one, then we could potentially, because he's pretty much going to be maxed out for bales, so he's sort of thinking that if he comes up with another property that he's isn't necessarily top of mind, then potentially we could take the grass off that. So we may have an opportunity yet to benefit. So patience. These guys always working hard on the system there. So I'm recording this on Easter Sunday, so happy Easter, everybody. Like I had mentioned, I managed to get out to my mom's for dinner last night, and they've recently sold their house and will be moving, so that means they're a little older, so they were sort of liquidating and downsizing furniture and everything. So I did come home with a truck full of tables. I have an old motorcycle that I found in a barn on a job probably a year ago, I guess. I know I've talked about it on the channel before. So I had it over there with my stepfather. He was trying to work on sort of rebuilding the carbs. Anyways, not necessarily any luck there. We're still got some work to do. So I have the bike in the back of the truck, and I have tables in the back of the truck, but the truck is still in the driveway with all that stuff there, because I got home and was just absolutely beat. Oop, I just smacked the wrapper there. Didn't really get much sleep, and was still probably trying to get over that cold from the last episode. It wasn't a cold in the episode. It was a cold in real life. I did have a cold, but I think I still have it, so I was pretty tired. So got home, went to sleep for a bit, and now I haven't even unloaded the truck yet. I just jumped on the game here because I kind of wanted to see how this. Game day shapes up. So a lot, and this is why I love the comment section and sort of. I think we have an opportunity to kind of like really flush out some sort of mod ideas as a little community here. So the real estate concept continues to potentially evolve. So I think after talking to or hearing from some of you, sorry, I should have looked. Indeed, I'll spin for probably more than just the 3 properties, or perhaps less, at the beginning of each month. There was a suggestion that maybe I spin for more properties and they're available for more than just 1 month. I definitely think that's a good idea, but I also want to. I like having the pressure, right? So the pressure of having to make a decision and truly having to have cash available, when something comes up. So I think I'll continue to kind of go on a month-to-month basis for the properties. It'll probably become a little, I don't want to say easier, but it'll probably become maybe easier as we go. 49, because we'll end up having cash in hand at different times, like more so than we have right now, because we're still early on our lives here. So when an opportunity does come up, we'll have a better chance of capitalizing. That's already mowed, right? Somebody else had suggested, and I think this would be a good one to bake into a final mod, but on the months where it's an up month, so for example, there's the 10% premium that you get when you sell your property. The thought was that if it's an up month, maybe more people are looking to jump into the market, and therefore there should be more available. Or even actually, after I read that, I was kind of thinking to myself, whether it was more available, or perhaps if you're playing, like I play 2 days per month, so then maybe if it's an up month, maybe you spin both days of the month, so you have a certain amount that come available on the first day, and then more that become available on the second day. I don't know, just stuff, right? Things to kind of make it. Whoa, things to make me die. What the hell is a ditch right there? But yeah, anyways, just things to kind of make it interesting. So I think, but for now, what I think we're gonna do at the beginning of every month, we're actually gonna spin from. It's gonna be kind of nerve-wracking. I think I'll go from 1 to 5, and not 0 to 5, like I had mentioned at one point. I'm really tempted to go 0 to 5, but I don't want to make this complete hell. We may. There's another map that's just become available that could potentially be the next one we go to, and maybe whatever we learn on this map for this sort of real estate concept, maybe we can adopt it on that map and then go 0 to 5. But we'll see how that goes. Anyways. Now, there was a few people with a fairly keen eye that realized by the end of last episode I had yet to take my $2,314, I believe, was the 10% back on, because we're in a down market. I bought the property at a bit of a discount, the one back there in town. So I did take that in between episodes, so that was represented in the money that we had. I also went ahead and added a lamp to our yard because it was quite dark, and I did. I mean, if you notice, I started this day. Seemingly, I started a little bit later, but I actually started mowing early, and it was pretty. Or I started cultivating early, and it was pretty dark. It didn't really get light until about 9 o'clock, anyways. I think, which makes it a little challenging to work. So I did add a light to our property. I'm a little frustrated right now because I think after these game patches and sort of mods just kind of vanishing, like for example, having to reinstall auto drive, or at first you had to go and actually in the mod description in the mod folder, you actually had to change change the name of the mod, but now I also, I think what I ended up doing was just, no, that was for Universal Auto Load. For Auto Drive, I basically had to remove the mod and then reinstall the mod, and then it started working again. That did screw me up if you saw on New Frontier, because it deleted all my routes. But anyways, so the one that's frustrating for me right now is the move placeables mod. I have tried a couple different things. Well, first of all, it doesn't appear to be on the mod hub at all anymore, so maybe there's a bigger issue. I still had the file in my mod folder. It doesn't show up. It shows up as an option, so when I click on a placeable, it still gives me the option to move it like it did before, but I don't have the ability to move it. And then, especially in the ways that on the different axes which is why I like that mod. So, for example, I went to go put a light, but I was going to use one of the wall lights and put it on my shed, but I couldn't get the light just from trying to place it. I couldn't get the light flush with the wall, so there was a gap, which I would normally use that move placeables mod, but it didn't exist, so that sucked. But hopefully that gets sorted out. I tried to go into the description and change the version number. I was hesitant to delete the mod, and then I don't have a place to re-download it from, unless one of you guys know where you can download it from. But whatever, it is what it is. So we lived for many hundreds of hours in the game without it. We'll probably live for a little while longer, but I mean, here's why it's nice to have. I put corn cribs in on New Frontier, and I wanted to put the sort of the grates on the ground to sort of replicate kind of a dumping area, and or whatever, pretend there was a dumping area, and they don't necessarily sit flush with the ground. So I would have liked to have been able to go in and manipulate them and move them around, but now I can't do that. The wall light in this, and then I'm gonna, in the next episode of New Frontier, there's a production after I sell a handful of trees, which is generating so much money for it. I think I have like $400,000 over there right now when we roll into the next episode. But there's a mod production that I had talked about early on in that series. I lifted the mower and then put it back down. There's a production that I had talked about and then completely forgot about, so we're going to put that in. Well, to do that, I know I'm going to want to use the move placeables mod, because I just like putting things in certain ways and dropping them into the ground and stuff. But we'll make do. So in this episode here on my life in Poland, I kind of anticipate getting through some of these contracts. I'm hopeful that David comes up with another piece of land and we can mow and then bale the grass, like be able to take the grass off it, like he was saying. Then also we need to put grass into our yard. I sort of, before I realized that our property is already double fertilized, I kind of thought, well, if I plant grass, maybe in the spring when we go to put a crop in there that's not grass, maybe I just kind of like cultivate in the grass and get the fertilizer state from it, rather than trying to like mow it and bale it. But now that I see that it's double, how do I do that again? Keep picking up the mower and not dropping it again. Or maybe I think I'm dropping it, but I'm picking it up. Anyways, whatever. So yeah, we'll see what happens in the spring. Anyways, we're gonna have to generate some money by the spring, because we've got two fields, that a canola field and what is the other one? Barley, and we don't have a way to harvest those yet. So we're gonna need to make some money over the winter somehow. Another reason why maybe I shouldn't be looking at a tractor right now. But all right, last little bit here, and this one will be done. Sorry, I got a phone call there from David. Yeah, as luck would have it, he forgot. He got a call from his brother. There's a piece of land that they co-own in town that he said I can go and mow, and if I want, I can pull the grass off. It's not a big field by any means, but he said I should be able to get a couple bales off it anyway. So that's kind of cool. We'll stop for a minute up here and collect on the contracts that he set up for us so far, and then we'll go figure out where that field is. All right, let's collect on these. So we've got a $5,000 mowing contract, an $800 cultivation contract, and then a $3,300 cultivation contract. All right, and then the other, this one that we're gonna do is basically right across the road from where this road comes out. So that's kind of cool. Let's go see what that's all about. And it turns out there is a deadwood contract that has popped up. So we're going to go, we're going to be able to go and sort of check on, we're going to be able to go and maybe chip some deadwood at some point after all. So there definitely a lot of people, definitely some people weighing in on the deadwood chipping. Ready to harvest grass, 102, 102. Okay, well, this is good. This is not the smallest field. Anyways, we should definitely get a couple bales off of here. Yeah, so I think the general consensus when it comes to chipping deadwood is that indeed you get wood chips, which we know that. The volume of wood chips you get from a dead tree or whatever is less than what you would get in a full size, like a live tree. The sort of realization though is that if you want to maximize dead wood, then you make products out of dead wood, which is what that was the deal we had over on Oak Bridge with the brothers there that owned the sawmill. They were, if you recall, we were cutting down dead trees off people's lots, and then we were bringing them over, and they were producing. I think they were producing like planks and beams and stuff, and then they would sell that product, and we would get a cut off of it. So that is something we could do here. I don't know anybody in that. Like I don't know anybody at the sawmill, or I don't know anybody who makes anything. So I think for now we'll be just chipping and sort of maybe storing that. We might as well store it, because if we're only going to get so much from it, as far as volume, we may as well make sure we're at least getting paid the max amount when we do go and sell those wood chips. So storing that's probably not a bad idea. So in order to store wood chips, we really want to get ourselves. I think we really want to get that sort of square lot that we bought graveled over. There's a couple shed options that I was looking at. I say shed, they're more like get out of the creek, man. They're more like coverings, not necessarily a full-blown enclosed shed, but I think that's going to be okay for us. We probably don't need, the community seems pretty safe. I don't think we need a fully locked shed, but anyways, we'll see. And I think what we'll do, the property where we have our canola field, where we already have some bales stored, we'll probably use that lot to store bales, and then at some point we may want to put something over there too for some bale storage, but and then we'll have the newer piece of property that we'll gravel over for like a silo and somewhere some type of covering to put our equipment under, and then we'll still have our original farmyard too. So we'll have stuff kind of a little bit all over the place, but I think that's a little bit fitting for this type of map. We're not just going to own a bunch of land all connected. We're kind of picking it up as we can here. Anyways, let's get this finished, the mowing finished here, and then I'll grab the baler so we can get. I guess we're gonna bale. Oh man, all right, we got a bit of a job ahead of us, really. Then we got to bale it, we got to wrap it, and then we got to get it off this field. I think we're gonna have to maybe call Leck and see if he's got a small bale trailer for us, so we can get the stuff off here. Because if I got to move them off one by one, that's probably not going to be great. And this might also be when I need to look at that sort of forklift option type thing. So I'm gonna go swap this out for the baler in the meantime, and then we'll have to think about what we're gonna do. I was just on the phone with Leck trying to see what kind of options I had for a couple things: moving bales, obviously, and then a bale trailer. Well, I guess maybe he told me this, or maybe I didn't understand it, but I don't. So this option that he has for a 3-point mounted kind of forklift sort of feature is not nearly as affordable as I thought. I was kind of thinking that it was somewhere in the like low thousands, but it turns out it's like a $10,000 feature for us to be able to add or purchase this item. And then essentially what we would do is we would hook up, whether we hook up to might be easiest to hook up to the front attachers on this tractor anyways, but we would hook it up and then it sort of functions like a forklift, and we can get it with bale spikes or with pallet forks. But yeah, that's expensive, 10 grand. So I mean, we do have the money, but God, I mean, if the right tractor showed up, if we had the right tractor, we could have loader arms with bale spikes for less than 10 grand, because I think the loader arms that go on like a medium-sized tractor are like $7,500. So really, it just depends on what we have for a vehicle. So I guess Lex said, actually he said he saw me over in the field anyways. he said, you're over doing David's lot right now. That's probably why you're asking. So yeah, he's going to take a quick look around while we're doing this to see if he's got any better options. He also has a trailer that we can look at. It might be bigger than what we want. Yeah, I think we're going to have to start spending money here. It's $11,000, but when we're sort of comparing, what $11,000 gets you otherwise, the trailers are quite small. He's got like a sort of an old homemade trailer over there that we can pick up for $1,100, but I don't know. I guess let's see how many bales we get off here, because if I think we can probably put like 4 to 6 bales on the $1,100 trailer, where we could probably put like, I'm guessing, 10 to 15 bales on the bigger trailer. And then in that case, if we can just, I don't know what to think there, to be honest. I'm at the point where I just never want to spend any money, and now just to get the bales handled, it looks like we're going to have to start spending money. And we were going to have to do that eventually anyway, so it's not the end of the world, but yeah, anyways, I got a little bit of soul searching. So once we get this done, we'll see what Lek might have come up for us for options, and then we'll be spending a couple bucks here. It looks like we're taking quite a few more bales off of here than I thought. I think what did I say? I'm like, we'll get like 1 or 2 bales off here, and we're just like barfing out bales, which is great. But I mean, yeah, it's definitely more than I thought. So it looks like old David and his brother are on my Christmas card list now. I got to make sure that I thank them for this opportunity. I mean, David's a good guy. He knows that I'm out here just trying to make a living and trying to have some fun while I'm doing it. So he said, man, anytime I can help you out, I will. His brother has no need for, obviously no need for money either. If they're paying me to mow the lawn and giving me the bales, but he's got no need for the grass. So he's not in farming or anything like that. They just own the property together. He's got no need for money. I'm not getting the widest pickup with this baler right now. It's meaning we're kind of going over things twice here. I really wish that I could put loader arms on the Volvo. And I don't even like to consider it, but I mean, should the Volvo be on the chopping block? Because if it was, and we could find something small, like I need something small so I can get in and out of the sheds. It's great to have the ability to kind of move things around, but I want to be able to pick things up with loader arms. So is there another option that we can look at instead of that Volvo? I don't know what that thing's worth, but perhaps we should be looking at that. It's the kind of thing I'd love to keep forever and bring with us no matter where we are. But perhaps if we did happen to use it to to be sort of realistic and make our lives a little easier. I don't mean realistic in that playing in a real way. I mean just being real, like being realistic as in like what you would in real life. It's like, hey, you know what, man, just be real. Like, accept the fact that that Volvo is doing nothing for you, and then maybe you got to turn it into cash, and then in turn turn that into a vehicle that's a little more useful for your farm. It's the cold hard truth. And I know Lek wants to get his hands on that tractor. He loves it. Those small tractors like that, there's a small Z-Tor, there's a small John Deere. Then when New Frontier is done, when it implodes and burns to a crisp, well, that's what my brain's going to do anyways. Once we start making all the money we're going to make from the trees, then I'll be hard looking for a survival series on likely a forestry type map. Maybe, I don't know. I did just hear. Is it a New York map coming out from? Is it Star Spangled Mods or something? I was watching like a farm sim news, and I don't even remember who put it out, and they were talking about somebody bringing out 3 versions of a map, and one of the versions is like a forestry version, one of them is like a homesteading kind of pioneer version, and then there's another version that's like, you know, built out farms and that kind of stuff. But the first one there, the potential forestry version, kind of piqued my interest. Not that I'm a forestry nut, but it is a great way to start a like a survival starting from scratch type life on a map, because you've got the opportunity obviously to cut down and sell trees. So and then I really like being able to kind of carve it out of the woods and not just be wide open, you know, big flat fields. I prefer to have some kind of interest there. So maybe there is a map right around the corner. I swear I just heard someone talking about that. Look how dark it is already. It's 11 o'clock. I have my headlights fully on. My working lights are all on. All right, so let's leave the grass in this. Let's wrap these things while we're here. Okay, shoot, I called Lek to see what the deal was with that bigger trailer, and it looks like maybe I slept on it too long. He sold it. Shoot, so it was 11 grand, and it was a fair-sized trailer. Would have been perfect for us, maybe, but so I think what we're gonna do is I didn't have a body yet. I want to go look at it, but we may spend $1,100 on the little trailer, shit, and go that route. I did kind of just ask him about the Volvo, what he thought about that, because I'm getting a little worried in for money, for example. So I think what I'm going to do right now is we're going to bring the Volvo over so he can take a look at it and see what that might be worth, and then we'll be able to make a good decision on what we're going to do, because I mean we do have some needs right now. I still got to put seeds in the field because this is the last month for planting grass, but I mean, if I got to do that right at the very end, so be it. Yeah, so I mean, I have no doubt that we're going to be using stuff like this again in the future. I love having this on the farm here, but I don't know. Let's go see what this thing's worth. Yeah, see, you just can't beat this. But I mean, we're also getting in the winter months, and this thing's just going to be brutal if we don't have sort of like a cab to use. All right, so there is the offer from Lek for the Volvo tractor, $7,800. That's actually not that bad. So if we did sell that, we'd have, $45,000 in change, almost $46,000. Look at this. Look at what Lek's got. He's got a 2-wheel drive. I think my Uncle Pete had a 4-wheel drive, didn't he? I can't remember. But here's a Landini. He's got a Landini. So the base motor is 65 horsepower. It's no cost. If we're just using it for a loader, then we probably don't need to upgrade the motor. Yeah, so right there, if we just went with if we got a wide tire, I don't know why we'd want a wide tire, to be honest with you. Wide tire with wheel weights. Do we benefit from that? I don't know. But anyways, if we got a wide tire, I just like the look of it, I guess. If we got a wide tire, we went with the base 65 horsepower. A beacon, and we put the quickie loader attacher on there. I believe after that we would still spend about $7,000 on arms, so we'd be $18,000. We'd spend $1,000 on bale spike, so we'd be like, call it $19,000. If we sold the Volvo for what was it, like $7,000 or whatever, it would be like a $12,000 spend. So that would take us down to like $26,000, and we could now go and look at a trailer. So I'm going to take a quick peek otherwise, but maybe this is the way we're going to go. It'd be so funny if we end up with the Landini. All right, so we're back to this. Actually, what I didn't realize is the way it's equipped in the used store, we've got dual narrows in the back, which is kind of odd, but to me, it seems odd anyways. I don't know whether we would fit that into our shed, to be honest with you. Instead of spending $2,000 on rear wide tires, we could get this weird combination and then try it anyways. It's no charge, so if we don't like this setup, we can always come back and swap the wheels out. But so I think we're going to actually do that. So this is $9,000. Okay, here's the trailer, which I know this is not this is not going to work for us, but honestly, for $1,100 right now, just to get those bales out of the field and then sell off those other bales if they're even worth it right now, I think we'll go this route. If I got to turn around and sell, oh, what the hell? I got to pay $200 to paint the rims? Nope. So anyways, yeah, if worst case is if we don't like this and, you know, we'll struggle right now and we can always, even if I got to sell it for $500, it's only going to cost us, it's going to cost us very little anyway. So this is probably something we'll regret, but let's buy this. I don't know that we're going to try to match these to the Landini, but here's the smallest, the Q4M, which is the smallest quickie arms you can get for $7,500. So we'll buy that. And then for $500, there's probably the least expensive, bale spike we can get. All right, now comes the harder decision. We know that we can get almost $8,000 for this. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna park this next to our little stash of herbicide and what is that? I think that's is that net wrap or something for seeds, maybe fertilizer. I don't know what that is, but let's leave this here for now. We'll go do the job we need to do, and then we'll decide whether or not, like, I'm not broke right now, obviously. I have a method for transporting the bales now. I can't believe we have the Landini, especially this hot rod version. What the hell? But I think I'm going to just let Lek know. I'm going to park this here, and I'll let him know about that. So here, I'll let him know, and then we'll get hooked up. Yeah, all right, thanks, buddy. Let me get back to you, man. Oh, it's got some barbecues there. All right, well, let's fire up the Landini and let's get those bales moved. I didn't even realize, but the trailer matches this Landini. Okay, this thing looks ridiculous with these wheels, but whatever. They were on sale. I think I learned a while back if somebody's willing to give you something and it doesn't cost you any money and you could potentially turn around and make some money from it, just take it. I made the mistake of buying a house once where it was a bungalow, and we were buying it from a couple that the husband had passed away, and oh shoot, I might need to wait for this. Anyways, well, we'll find out the hard way. So they had one of those those lift systems that go on the stairs to get in and out of the basement. So it was like, you know, the chair that sits on rails, and then you can control it and go up and down the stairs. So they had one of those, and crap. Sorry, as I'm saying this, I probably want this trailer on something, because as soon as I disconnect, I think it just drops to the ground, right? It's not too bad. Anyways, yeah, so this house had this lift system, and I saw it as a pain in the butt. So meaning that I'm like, well, I don't need it, and it's in the way. So as one of the conditions of the sale, I said, you know, please remove the lift. And then afterwards, like after really closing on the home and getting in there, I was kind of kicking myself. I'm like, why did I do that? I could have gone, and I think my problem was I was just way too busy at the time. But I could have gone and sold it on Marketplace or something like that. So I will never now decline something that somebody's offering me. I might just be a little more industrious now than I was before. Yeah, we're definitely heavy in the front here. So what do you think? Am I going to get like 4 bales at a time on here? 3, 4. I'll probably get three on the bottom row, and then I might be able to get, oh shoot, 2 across the top, and if I make a bit of a pyramid. You know, for small amounts of bales, this probably is not the worst option for us, but it's going to take a few minutes to get to get all this stuff moved, obviously. Can't believe I invested the money in a beacon. I wasn't even using it. All right, so what do you think, guys? Landini's back with some hot rod wheels, and do we sell the Volvo? I'm guessing a number of you are going to say don't sell the Volvo for like sentimental reasons, but then I don't know. It's like almost $8,000. That well, like okay, so I'd like to get grass seed and put into our field. Already a ways into this episode and I haven't even done that yet. I would also like to roll it, so if we can get that seed put in there and rolled, and then I'd also like to have the yard, our new piece of property, graveled and have some type of shed in there, because like I said, there is a deadwood contract of which, you know, that might be a between episodes thing that I grab. But if I do, I'd like to, you know, store that. I'd like to store those wood chips, and then when we hit January in another couple months, at least we'd have the opportunity to sell them. If there's one deadwood contract, that tells me that hopefully there'll be more of them coming, and then I can take advantage of those. It wouldn't be an episode if I didn't somehow bite off more than I could chew for something. The worst part is I'm going to have to unload these and then come back and get more. So I think I'm going to do that. Let me do this because we have a lot of other stuff I want to get done in this episode. So let me get these bales moved, and then do I have straps on this? Yeah, okay. So let me do that, and then we'll be back to deal with that field. I ended up picking a weight. I picked up a 600 kilogram weight for this thing. It doesn't make sense if I can lift two at a time. I should, but it wasn't working for me without the weight. So thankfully there was one on sale for about $300. I got one more to throw on here. We'll throw it on, and then we'll go run over to the yard. I'll show you where I'm stacking the things. I'm not really going to worry right now, I guess, about selling off the silage that we already have ready. I'm not super desperate for cash yet, so we're probably okay to let that ride. Yeah, okay, that's a good setup. So this trailer's so dumb, but you know, honestly, for $1,100 versus, you know, without having something on sale, the $11,000 trailer would have been good. I could have fit way more onto it, but then it's just way bigger. It has, you know, the dolly kind of connection, so I guess I can lock that out if I need to back up. But could I have even towed that with the Landini? I don't know. Might have been, the trailer itself might have been too heavy. So for a current setup, I guess this is not that bad. Plus, I can use this. I don't know how. I need to get some pallet forks, I think, because I have stuff over at the store that I really should get off Lex yard before Maria starts yelling at me, but I need pallet forks to get that. They could load it on with the forklift, I guess, but then how do I get it off when I get it back to our yard? Okay, I'll show you up here where I'm unloading everything, and then I'm going to get geared up to get those seeds in the ground. So David's not non-stop today. Oh my God. I mean, it's good because he's got work, but he's got more stuff, some more cultivation contracts and stuff for me. So we'll be making some money. Likely what's going to happen, I guess, I'm sort of reading the writing on the wall, is I'll be doing some of this stuff well into the night after we take care of our own field. He did actually ask me, will I work well into the night? Okay, so we're putting these new 9 bales over at the side here. I'm trying my best to keep things organized. But yeah, this might be a good place to store stuff like this. This weight makes a huge difference. Oh, that one's probably going to unload itself. Okay, that one is not fermented either. Okay, so you know what? I mean, whatever. We can wait until all these are fermented and then sell them, I guess. Plus we have this random straw bale that I picked up. Yeah, so let's maybe park this a little bit better, this trailer. There, just tuck it in there and it should be good. Let's take this back to the yard. These tires look ridiculous. Oh, I did also run a quick test. There's a field of, I'm guessing it's corn, maybe it's wheat over by the store. And I just kind of drove into it to see if these are indeed narrow tires, and they are. It did not destroy the crop. Like, this is something, right? This is a crop. Sugar beets. So, I mean, seemingly if I just spiked myself. So this should destroy the crop. But it's not. So as ridiculous as these duals are, maybe, if you remember, I did put skinnies on Uncle David's tractor in order to do some contracts. Watch, if we try our own, maybe. Yeah, so I had put skinnies on his tractor, on his Landini, and it wasn't too bad. So, whatever. Oh, you know what? No, sorry, as I'm jumping around here, but this will not work for unless I put loader put the pallet forks on it, because I can't connect to anything on the front of the Landini. There's no way the back of the Landini is going to fit into that shed. So. And right now we just have, what, a sprayer in there? So I don't need the sprayer right now, but I'm going to have to get that out. Yeah, it's not, I can't pick it up, so we'll have to figure out how to get that out. Well, I do have the Volvo still. Yeah, see, it's so hard to maneuver around here. We're just really getting kind of like choked out here in the space. Crap, you know what? This came up in the episode where we were... Let's go throw the transport option onto this, and then let's go over to our field. Let's do things the right way here. What the hell? For once, let's do something the right way. I love who was it that grabbed the screenshot from the episode where I was stuck in traffic and posted it on the Discord channel for the Discord, whatever, for this channel. That I have, which you're welcome to join. It's in the channel description. But yeah, they took a screenshot, posted it, and said like, "Have you seen this person?" or whatever. Like it was taken from surveillance footage of some maniac driving through town with an implement that was too wide. I thought that was pretty funny, actually. So if you have a sense of humor and you're creative, hit us up on the Discord. Okay, well that looks awkward. Folding is not allowed while the tool is attached to this attacher. Okay, I definitely tried to do the right thing by adding the transportation wheels. You can see them right there, they're on. Let's hope this fits up here. But I can't for the life of me. I can figure out how to fold up. So while it's attached, I can fold up the current, hitch that's attached to the back of the tractor. I figured out a way to fold that up, but I can't get the transportation wheels back down. You can see on this rim, there's what looks, maybe it has to be perfect. Like you can see obviously that there's a way to attach to this wheel. So if I can get these wheels down, attached to that wheel, I can transport, but I can't seem to figure it out. But actually, as I'm rolling here, I'm wondering if that has to be, maybe I didn't have those lined up properly. I don't know, man. I tried so hard. Okay, is this our field here? No, that's David's. Ours is the next empty field. Yeah, I know there's got to be a trick to it because I just couldn't get them attached. Anyways, it turns out we can get over here without too much issue. Anyways, that's not our field. Oh, David. Why does David own everything? You, which is me. I didn't actually go ahead and unload the fertilizer, so we'll see if it uses any. My guess is it probably will. Look how green our tires are. All right, grass. Fertilized 100%. Needs rolling. No problem. We can do that. Okay, there you go. We finally got to this. Oh, I don't even think I'm getting the entire field there. That's better. We'll have to work on this little island here and get rid of it. It's not as nice as it is to have an island. We're better off just taking it right out, and we can kill those trees off and turn them into wood chips, I guess. I'll have to put in an application to take those down, I guess. Haven't heard anything back on the trees on our other yard, but I think we were sort of thinking maybe it'd be the earliest would be December before we heard back on that. Which, if there's not much else to do in December, at least that gives us something to do. Now I'll have to see how much gravel's going to cost for our yard over there. So the quote unquote shed that I'm thinking about is literally, I believe it's from a Polish pack of some kind. PGR, is that a Polish pack? I seem to remember seeing somewhere in the description somewhere that's what that was. But anyways, regardless, I like the looks of these coverings that we're going to go with. Sort of, it's like a rusty corrugated metal with a frame underneath it. So can't get much more simple than that. And I think a reasonable size for us for that little yard over there is like $3,000 or $4,000. So it's not going to break the bank, which is good. And then we can kind of stash some stuff like this, for example, under the awning, because this thing here has not been convenient to have kicking around the yard. We got to take this island out, folks. Maybe what I should just do is in the middle of the night come and just take it out. Although I don't want to risk getting a fine. They were good enough to just give me a warning the first time, so if I blatantly disregard their instruction and in the middle of the night cut down some trees, that might make enemies rather than friends. I just called into the permit office to have them add this to my existing request. Basically, they just wanted a photo and a property number, and so now these ones are on the list also. So it may be now like January before we hear back, but that's okay. I'm just gonna leave this right on the island here, because we're gonna go grab the roller, get that over here, get this rolled, and then figure out what we're gonna do with our yard there, and then that's probably where we will part company. And then I'll go work with David and figure out what this other work is that he needs done. It's funny, I'm driving around and I'm seeing collectibles all over the place. We're not partaking in any of that. We're going to just fight for ourselves here and stay away from the collectibles, but I'm definitely seeing them all over. So I always like to kind of at around this time figure out what the hell happened so far today. So what did we do? We started off with some contracts, making some money. We managed to scam. Oh, I got those. Hold on, let me get on the phone with David. I need to collect. Yeah, okay, there. He paid us our $1,000. Actually, let's see if those silage bales are still there when we drive by. Yeah, they are. Okay, good. Phew. Or these grass bales that are going to be silage. So we were, David was kind enough to allow us to pick the grass up off of one of the fields that we mowed, which is good. So we got 9 bales that are currently wrapped and starting their fermenting process. We did some soul searching on whether or not we're going to unload the Volvo, which is about $7,000 or $8,000. We likely will, maybe, I guess. I don't know. Who knows, man? Who knows? We picked up a Landini. Had no idea that was actually going to happen today. But it's got bale spikes, and we'll get some pallet forks, and that'll be a good tool for us. And now we've put the grass in the field here, so if we can get our yard graveled out and put a shed down, then I mean we'll have accomplished a few things today. And then for the rest of the afternoon, if I can just work with David on and even Katie, I think has a field she wants some trees out of. So if I can work with those guys for the rest of the day, then yeah, we'll leave with some money because we've got about 20 grand right now. There's really nothing immediately we need to spend money on. There is that lot, field 171, I think it was, that I had a request in not to purchase, but I still might try to figure out how to do. Well, no, it's only available to the end of November here, so we may just let that one go, knowing that at some point here we'll have an opportunity to buy some other land. So anyways, yeah, I mean, that's somewhat productive, I think. What and then what'll be the next episode be? I mean, we're going to be rolling into December. I don't know what to make of the winter months. Like, if the contracts just vanish all of a sudden and there's no mowing contracts, there's no baling contracts, no bale wrapping, there may be some like tree transport and what else? Tree transport and maybe some deadwood contracts, but I can't see that there'd be much else, right? In the winter. I don't want to miss an opportunity to buy a piece of property. Like, sometimes what you do in a series is you kind of say, all right, we'll see you in the spring, and then you just show up in the spring, but we'll have then missed an opportunity perhaps to buy some properties if we skip to the spring. So we'll have to figure out how to handle that. And really, if we're not making money, and if we're not making money during the winter and I need to be able to afford a harvester in the spring, then we kind of have to be careful what we buy anyways. Maybe the way to skip through the winter months is to get to the month, spin, figure out whether or not there's a forestry plot available. Because, I mean, obviously we know that if there's something that has wood on it, then that's an opportunity for us to make money. If there isn't, then we skip to the next month, spin again. And, we either get to the spring where we're going to have to get farming and start doing some farming related contracts, or we do have the opportunity at some point to purchase a wooded lot and make some money. That might be the best way to handle that. I don't really know how else to handle that. I can just leave that right there, I guess. Let's go figure out where our boundaries are over here. Like I said, there is a shed over here that the farmer's going to need to be able to get in and out of, unless he allows me to destroy the shed, which I doubt they will. All right, so it looks like our property line actually goes right across the road. So we own this little road and the land over here, so we could potentially gravel right over. All right, this is super basic right now. I want to figure out where the. I have to figure out where a silo could go, but I mean, this is kind of what I had in mind as far as where we wanted this to exist. So let's grab roller and the seeder. We'll stick them over in the yard, and then we'll probably wait until we have something to store before we go and put a silo in. I'm down to 11,000. What did I have? Did I have 20 grand or $19,000 when I started there? The shed was like 4 grand, $3,900, I believe, and then the rest of it was all just gravel and land. There's not so much. There's only so much you can do with that space. It's not like you can make it really intricate or fancy. But hey, just while I'm pulling this, if one of you guys knows how to connect the wheels, let me know, because if you remember when I got out of the service, like after I customized it, the wheels were down. Somehow I got the wheels up, and then I can't get them back down again. But we are actually, before we kind of lose that thought, I'm going to just quickly see if I can, if I stop this with that hitch lined up perfectly, so that would be like that, right? Yeah, see, I can put this up. If I hit X, like thinking that it maybe unfolds, it says I can't do that while I'm attached to that attacher. If I do that... So actually, this yard is actually going to be good for us. There's quite a lot of space here. I'm hoping it's as simple as I just didn't have it lined up right. No. See, it would seem like... I mean, I have, if you see where the cursor is, I have the pin right there. So that would attach, I think, to the wheel. And then... Yeah, and then maybe I could put these back down, but it's just not working. Doesn't trigger it at all. Yeah, it's really strange. I mean, obviously I can fold this up for a reason, right? It just won't let me put the wheels down. So, all right, well, this obviously doesn't fit into the shed or under the cover. So we're just going to put this beside it for now. I got the covering here. Nothing fits into it. Perfect. That's okay. I have other plans here, so we'll be fine. It was just going to be... well, I guess I could slide it in there, but anyways, we'll just put it over here for now. Let's go get the roller and dump that over here. I'll be putting down a bunch more textures, stains, all that kind of stuff, but I really just want to see where the silo is going to go. It may already be in by the time we get together again, but we'll see. Because I am going to do more contracts here with the rest of the month, and then I'll just have more money the next time I see you, I guess. Basically, we'll get together for a December roll, I guess. Sounds like. Is this gonna fit in there? Once I have an idea also of where everything's going to be situated on this yard, we may look at like a fence or something too. Nothing too fancy, just, you know, to provide a little bit of separation from the rest of the world. Yeah, so I mean, we could put like the roller over here. We could do all kinds of stuff. We could get rid of the shed on our main yard and just have it as our house and property. Maybe put a greenhouse in or something. I don't know, but yeah, I think this is going to be useful for us. I did take part of the road here when I'll draw in some kind of like lanes or some tire tracks or something, and I may just convince the farmer to let me gravel it all the way down to the road there. But yeah, anyways, I think this will be useful for us. So I think I accomplished a few things in today's episode. So if I did and you're happy with it, then go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. If not, well then screw you. Just kidding. Thanks so much, guys, for watching, and I'm sure the comment section, as usual, will have some input. And I likely forgot something that is very obvious, and you're going to tell me, hey, don't forget to do that, whatever it is. But yeah, I think we'll get together at least in December for our next spin to see what properties we'll own. I think we'll make that our first 1 to 5 spin, so we'll have an opportunity to purchase up to 5 properties in the month of December, which I highly doubt we'll be buying 5 properties, but at least we'll give ourselves the option, and then who knows, if there's nothing to do in December, we may just skip over to January and try to see if we can buy some property there and then see what happens anyway. So all right guys, thanks so much. We'll talk to you later. See ya. Bye bye.